And what we've seen on the news, you became a person searching for a loved one. And that's what we've seen so much on the news, is people doing that. How do you deal with the emotional toll of doing that?
I deal with it exactly like I've been dealing with it right here while we're talking about it, dude. And I do everything I can do until it overcomes me, and I let it overcome me. Then I go back. You know, if it was my child in there, I'd stop everything. I'd move heaven and earth. And I won't look at anyone's child as any different. My boy's 4 years old. Her son's 4 years old. I'm going to get everything to those guys I can get to those guys. The one thing that wasn't happening between all these people is that it needs some logistical support. Just being able to communicate between all those languages. I mean, I don't speak all those languages, but I have the language of commonality. I don't know what it is, a smile, maybe. And I was able to get gear going back and forth between people, and everybody was helping each other. And the main goal was to just find any survivors that could be found at that point. As of the time I was down there, over 70,000 bodies were buried outside of the city. I would not fret to say, that's there were counted numbers. I would not fret to say that there was, just from driving through the city, probably tens of thousands more that were burned in the streets, because the stench is so bad, and the people were like, the morgues were full, the hospitals were full. There's probably 250,000 people dead there. You know, 250,000. There was 2,500 killed during the fall of the Twin Towers. That's 100 times the catastrophe of what we as a country experienced in the Twin Towers. 100 times, man.
And the thing that we tend to forget is every one of them's an individual. Every one of them has somebody looking for them, grieving for them.
Every one of them's got somebody looking for them, grieving for them, or a lot of them in this case were kids. Wandering kids who were hurt themselves, but without parents, without any loved one. One of the guys that I knew or had a contact of in Haiti, he was there helping us, you know, to do logistics on the ground, because he at least knew how to drive through the city. But that's a big city. That's 3 million people approximately in the city of Port-au-Prince. And there's a lot of slums and a lot of windy, crooked roads. You know, it's not a real easy city to navigate at all. I got my driver's license when I was 15 years old because I was a member of the Salem Volunteer Fire Department, and I needed to get to the firehouse when there was a call. Yeah. So instinctually, I had that in me, and I've always had that in me. And I've always, it's kind of beat me up before if something happened and I didn't show up there. And I know this business, you know, it kind of been one of the things over the years that had done that to me. And I just decided I wasn't going to let that happen no more. And if something happened somewhere I could help, I was going to go, come hell or high water. And that's my friend there, and I know, you know, he knew me for a week, and he showed up. He met me in a foreign country where nobody that I even knew in this frickin' town would show up with me to help save lives. And who knows, man, what one of them kids is going to grow up to be. I believe that Walt has already brought enough people together down there that a great change is going to happen in that country. Most of the people that I have known of are scared to go, had up until now, or been scared to go into Haiti. Hell, I met a preacher coming out of the airport the other day and asked me where I'd been. You know, he knew me, and I said, well, I've been in Haiti. I had a friend lost down there. Oh my goodness, you know. His first question to me was, do you have voodoo down there? And I said, voodoo? Yeah, they got voodoo. Matter of fact, I'm voodoo. Boom! Anybody crapped his pants right there, and I said, he asked me, are you going back? I said, yeah, I'm going back. You want to go? And he said, well, I'm pretty busy. Something's backwards now. Something's just real backwards. And that whole country is an hour and a half by plane from here. But I made a promise to this lady that was wearing the hell out of me on the West Coast to get some food to this nursing home. And I told her I'd do it, and I'm a person of my word. So we pushed through, and I got out and started asking who's responsible for this place. And we finally found this guy who says he's the administrator of the nursing home, and I'm speaking in my broken French, which is very, very poor, but I have Jean-Jacques there with me, who is trying to speak in between the two of us as I'm getting this guy to tell me, what do you have here? What's the situation? What do you need? He says, we've had no food. We've had no water. And we need it. Well, let's get it. I'm just immediately, let's get it. And he's like, we can't. There's nowhere to go. There's no food anywhere. There's no water. And I'm like, nah, we'll find it. We sat there with that guy, and he went around, and my guys are spreading out everywhere and just looking at what the situation is. I got down on my knees and sang the women Amazing Grace. Yeah, what a look on their eyes, man. You know, when they see some gringo get down on his knees and, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. And I told him I was going to get him some food, and I'll be back. And I went and started talking to this administrator, where can we get food? And he don't speak very good English at all, and he said this Saturday evening you can't get food, there's just nowhere to get it. And I'm like, bullshit, there's somewhere to get food. I've seen people selling food on the side of the streets. Worst case, we'll find it. So he kept going, you know, he wanted us to give him the money. Just, you give me the money and we'll get it tomorrow. And tomorrow's Sunday. It's not going to be any easier either. No, I want to make sure these people got food right now. I just made a promise to them. I told them I was going to get them food. So he finally, you know, after this I'll call Caribbean negotiation that goes on for about a half an hour, I'm about worn out by it. I tell my guys to come on, we'll just go get it. And those guys follow us, and we take off, head down into the slums, and next thing you know, I see bags of fruit sitting on the side of the road. There was a plenty, man. You get down into the slums, and it's just a big old open pit farmer's market. Now, it's like a farmer's market in a pigsty. And I raised pigs growing up, so I know what pigs smell like, and I know what pigsties look like. And it's a farmer's market in a pigsty. And people are just they're all, you know, just fighting to sell whatever they can sell, but they got plenty. You know, they're still growing vegetables. Farmers, you know, the people who are outside of the city have plenty of food. And if they could get it in there, they could sell it to these people, but nobody had any money. So it's like there's plenty of people there with food, but nothing was shaking it loose to get it to the people who are starving. The craziest thing, I just couldn't get it. And then they're still arguing about how much they're going to pay for it, or how it can be bought. And like this administrator, he just could not wrap his head around the ability to buy food and get it there. So we did it for him.